who exactly, if you look at the NBA overall, who is exactly signing LeBron James? Let's say, forget the $52 million he opted into. Who's even signing him for 30 or even 40? Who's really gonna
Nobody.
do that?
I
With
think
the
if you're the
CBA?
Knicks, and your Cavs, you're gonna try to make him take a deal to take less.
What? If he played for those teams, he would have to get paid 10 to 12 million a year. They do not have the
100%.
space
That's
for
what I'm
that.
saying. He has to take less, and those teams are his best bet: the Knicks and the Cavs, because the Knicks, he's always talked about. Oh, I love Madison Square Garden, and the Cavs is a storybook ending of hometown kid retires at home.
But let me ask you a question. Let's say if it was possible, he joined those teams, would he start?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
What? And you're trying to win a championship?
I mean, dude, come on, man. It's LeBron, top 10
See,
player.
that's the problem. That's the problem right there, right?
Who are you starting in the Knicks, right? Are you really going to start, let's say, hypothetically, are you starting
you got
Mikal Bridges over him?
Let's say he was on the Knicks. You got Mikal. He's not going to play the 2. You got OG. Is he going to guard what OG is guarding?
Who's being moved, hypothetically? Like, that's what we got to...
Nobody's being moved. LeBron James will actually play what he is. He's 40 years old. He's going to play 25 hard minutes a night. Hard minutes, both ends on the floor. He's going to average 18, 7, and 7. If he wants to do that...
No way LeBron's averaging 18.
See, exactly. Then there's no way he's winning a championship in 2025. He can do that.
You don't think LeBron averaging... What did he average last season? Let me pull up his numbers last season.
And how many minutes he played?
Let me check.
And how many minutes he played? He's still playing 40 minutes.
LeBron's still playing crazy minutes.
He's still getting swept by most teams. He's still getting swept. He's still getting brushed. You saw how much
40 years old.
You saw how much shit Anthony Edwards was talking?
24, 7, and 8. 40 minutes per game.
Exactly. Why does he need 40 minutes to be getting swept every year in the first round?
He doesn't.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we have to evaluate. Yo, KD, even if KD was 42, he can average 20 a game. He can average that.
KD has an off-ball. KD has an off-ball ability.
No. But what I'm saying is that there's a difference though. When you average what LeBron James averages and you're 25 years old in the Miami Heat in 2010, LeBron can carry even a horrible Cleveland team and average those points. But when you're 40 years old, you're getting the same points, you're playing the same minutes. The impact is not going to be the same. When LeBron first joined the Lakers, they won 35 games the year before. They didn't lose one person in free agency. They only dropped Julius Randle. But other than that, they still had all those top draft picks. LeBron joined the team and they still won 35 games. So what are we evaluating the name LeBron James, or are we evaluating the impact? Because the impact as far as him averaging those points to get him to pass Kareem, it doesn't have the same impact on the winning column. But he can still get that 28, 7, and 7. He can still get those. But
I think LeBron still makes you a French playoff team.
Yeah, but are the goal for the Knicks, the Cavs, those teams we just mentioned that can actually
goals
compete?
Are for winning the Larry O'Brien at this point.
Exactly. So
those teams are at their peak. Donovan's at this peak. Jalen Brunson's at his peak.
So hold on.
So ideally for them would be to compete for a championship.
But exactly. But did you not see the finals? Did you not see SGA fighting off Nembhard? Then he gets switched on Ben Mathurin. Then he gets switched on Naismith. Did you not see him fight off all those guys and then he plays defense on the other end? You think LeBron James is ready to do that? And how many 7-game series did SGA have? He just had 2 7-game series. On top of that, he played 2 more series after that. You think LeBron James is ready to go to war after playing 82 games at 40 years old? Yeah, this is trippy, man. This is trippy.
That's father time taking over at that point.
So this is the first time ever in sports where things are so politicized that no one's even revealing the truth. It's like, hey, he can average 25, 7, and 7, but he not doing that in no second, third round conference finals in 2025.
Well, we
Nobody.
saw even in the first round, he burned out pretty quick after the first game.
So
Minnesota.
so how the hell everybody? So how the hell everyone's thinking he gonna go to a contending team? He's ready.
I know people love shitting on Randall, but Randall cooked him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If LeBron's getting cooked by Randall in the playoffs, it's time, man. It's time for LeBron to come off the bench. No one's saying he's a bench player. He's gonna come off the bench. He's gonna average his 18, 7, and 7.
Andre Iguodala role?
Yes, it's time. It's been time. It's been time,
shit, bro. Like, let's be honest. If he wins the Six-Man Player of the Year, one more achievement over Mike, I guess.
But you know what? This is what I mean. This and this is the issue that I'm pretty sure all the legends already see. Because LeBron James could fool a lot of us who've never been in the NBA court or whatever. But I think when it comes to the Kareems, the MJs, the Larry Birds, the Magics, the guys who
Bill Walton too. He took a lesser role for young Larry Bird Celtics.
Exactly. But the guys that have been to the tippy top, the Isaiah Thomases, LeBron James can't sit in the room and tell them at age 40, I'm playing 40 minutes a night, I'm competing for a championship. They'll all laugh in his face because they know, brother, that shit ain't happening even if you had a magic wand.
Yeah, that
they know impossible. That. They're looking at the way he plays.
Especially with the current pace being fast paced.
Exactly. They're like, hold up. This 18-year-old kid just left college. He's jumping out the gym. Look at the spacing on the floor. And you mean to tell me even at age 40, you about to run 40 minutes with this kid?
You're gonna switch, on, brother. Who you fooling? Defenders. You're gonna switch, do everything like that. Hell no, it's hard.
Oh yeah.
The defenders can hide you for so long.
Oh yeah.
Even I think that was the problem with the Lakers in the playoffs. They were hard to hide. A lot of their flaws were hard to hide.
You saw Anthony Edwards. Hard to hide. Anthony Edwards was running right past Luka and LeBron. Man, you could just see the athleticism. These guys can't stop him from penetrating.
I mean, dude, you saw Randall play muscle ball. But Rudy Gobert looked like Shaquille O'Neal in Game 5.
Yeah, man. And once again, this is where branding is clashing with expectation.
I mean, you saw that with the Nuggets too. The Nuggets ran the Lakers off the court 2 times. You're seeing that with the decline of LeBron, mind you. But my thing is, okay, we can agree LeBron, what leverage LeBron has is questionable. But the Lakers themselves, they aren't really doing themselves any favor because now the Lakers already have a reputation of being the home of the legends.
But
you have to pamper one of your legends now because LeBron's getting a jersey retirement in LA.
See, but the pampering stuff is why the Lakers end up selling the team. That shit got them caught up already. They pampered to Kobe.
Well, I'm gonna be honest,
and it put him behind the 8 ball.
Caught up with Kobe when they re-signed Kobe in 2013. They paid him the money. Dwight Howard was basically told, "Hey, Dwight, his name is still Kobe's team." He said, "All right, fuck it, I'm going off to Houston, where me and James can be." At the time, James was an emerging star. I'm an established star. We could play 1A, 1B, whatever. Obviously, it didn't pan out. Kobe, what did he really bring to the Lakers? They started the rebuild. Nick Young was their marquee free agent signing. Jody Meeks, agent Chris Cannon. So that whole process of kind of like pampering the stars, that whole process of kind of the pampering stars biting him in the ass. I won't even give that to LeBron. I mostly put it on Kobe when they paid Kobe his retirement money for a guy who couldn't play a full season. Even 2016, the reason why he realized that, it's fucking over is because he got injured beginning of the early portion of 2015 season. 2015-2016 season. Kobe got injured, and that's when he had to realize, like, this shit is not, my body doesn't want to compete anymore.
Mm-hmm. Let's quickly take a look at what LeBron, Rich Paul, his PR guy, I should say.
Yeah.
Let's look at what he had to say.
LeBron wants to compete for a championship. He knows the Lakers are building for the future. He understands that, but he values a realistic chance of winning it all. We are very appreciative of the partnership that we've had for 8 years with Jeanie Buss and Rob Pelinka and consider the Lakers as a critical part of his career.
I'm going to pause it right there. I'm going to stop it right there because interesting that he mentions Jeanie Buss and Rob Pelinka, but doesn't mention a new ownership. And keep in mind, this statement comes out after the team sells.
Yeah, the team sold a month ago, so we're talking a month later.
So he's still talking about Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss. But I'm gonna continue.
But that makes sense. He has history with those guys.
He does, but he doesn't like. You see, it's almost like the Andrew Wiggins thing with LeBron. It's all in the details. It's who he doesn't mention. If there's no Andrew Wiggins mentioned, or I'm looking forward to playing with the new draftee since I have the number 1 pick, means that the number 1 pick ain't gonna be there. If LeBron James ain't even mentioning the new ownership of the Lakers, LeBron has probably not gonna be there. I'm just saying this is a pattern. But let's look at what else Rich Paul had to say.
We understand the difficulty in winning now while preparing for the future. We do want to evaluate what's best for LeBron at this stage in his life and career. He wants to make every season he has left count, and the Lakers understand that, are supportive and want what's best for him. I'm told he wants to compete for a championship next season, and he is uncertain about the Lakers roster moving forward. LeBron James clearly is of the mindset that he wants to compete for a championship, and he's going to be monitoring very closely. Are the Lakers going to make the moves that puts them in position to seriously compete in that vaunted Western Conference? And if now, where do those conversations go? That becomes a subplot of this offseason.
Yo, these guys, man. These Midwest propaganda boys.
Crumbling. Rob Pelinka, the Clutch Sports, Maverick Carter, they're good at running propaganda for LeBron and his interests and rest of their clients' interests, whether Anthony Davis, Draymond Green.
But hold on. In the statement, Rich Paul says he wants to make every season he has left count. And the Lakers understand that and are supportive and want what's best for him. See, but who is he talking about? See, this is made so vague for a reason. Is he talking about Rob Pelinka? He mentioned Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss, but they're no longer. Well, Jeannie is no longer in control.
Well, I don't think Rob is in control, depending on how this shit pans out this season.
Yeah, because I doubt the Lakers are willing to pay luxury tax. LeBron opted in. Looking at the salary cap, they're at 191. And the first apron is at 195.
What's the problem with the Lakers, man? They have no direction. You look at the Lakers, you tell me, we just talked about Memphis and their direction. We talked about Orlando and their direction. We've talked about, what other team have we talked about? The Houston Rockets and their direction, right? Those 3 teams, you and I, we both agreed that they have direction. We understand their end goals, right? Whether it's Orlando trying to win the Eastern Conference, Houston trying to compete in the stacked Western Conference, and Memphis Grizzlies retooling to keep, obviously, Jaren Jackson Jr. and re-sign a couple of those guys, bringing new talents. What is the Lakers' end goal? I don't even think you know. I don't know. I don't think even you know, bro. I don't even think the Lakers, the people in the decision-making in LA know what the fuck the Lakers are doing, bro.
I think I know what the end goal is. The end
What's
goal
the end goal?
is those Bronny James jersey sales. I'm not talking about the Bronny James jerseys themselves. I'm talking about the money that it generated. The end goal is for them to make money.
No, I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about as a team constructing.
No. I'm telling you, the end goal is not about the team. It's about the money. The end goal has always been the money. Ever since LeBron has been there, because it's not realistic to build a team around paying a 40-year-old $50 million. It's not realistic.
Bro, I get that. But basketball isn't Disney or Nintendo where I just put Mario's face in everywhere. People are going to buy them.
You'll be shocked. You'll be shocked.
We are moving in a new generation where younger fans don't care. They want to see their player. They want to see their player. They want to see players kind of rise up and become superstars and win championships.
That's what the Laker fans want. The Laker fans want that.
Laker fans,
they want that. But I'm telling you how ownership is moving. Ownership is moving. That. Wait, hold on. Ownership is moving like a theme park. Come see the top scorer of all time, LeBron James, in LA. Ooh. And now we got Luka. How the fuck
does that make sense? Ooh. You have a player who's top 5 in the league, went to the finals last fucking year. Promote him. Make him, build around him. Why the fuck would you trade for him at that point? put Anthony. They might as well milk out those Anthony Davis years and be like, "Hey guys, this is the COVID championship. Have your last hoorah before the player retires, and we trade him to buck anywhere." Why not just do that? Why bring in someone like Luka, 25 years old, coming from a championship team, doesn't have an organic relationship with the Lakers as of right now? The only person he has an organic relationship with is JJ Redick because he played with them for a season.
Well, you know what?
Why take those gambles? Because if I'm Luka and his team, I'm looking at the Lakers. I'm like, all right, I'm coming into my prime. I'm watching my peers, Jason Tatum win a championship, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander win a championship. Why would I sit there and wait and tittle on my thumbs while those guys continue to keep evolving? Their teams continue evolving. They're going to win championships, MVPs, Finals MVP. I'm sitting there in the back dealing with the 40-year-old amusement park.
Luka is finding out what the house is really like. He's finding out, oh shit, this house is built on sticks. It's just a LeBron James theme park. From a distance, see, I think from a distance, even among NBA players, the Lakers look away. But once they come inside the house, especially with LeBron James being there, they see, look at Westbrook. It's a house of sticks. It's like, oh, this is built on sticks.
Westbrook, he's able to find an impact on lesser teams. The Denver Nuggets, he's able to find an impact.
But look at it. If you trust the Lakers would have told you, hey, he has no impact. He's on his way out of the league. That's how much. That's how much like no infrastructure that they have. They're just existing and making money off of just being relevant.
Okay,
like
I agree with you.
You can tell, and they're making a lot of money too. You can tell from the Bronny jersey sales, the way they kind of rejected Alex Caruso from extension. Like they could have extended him early. They could have extended. What's the other other guy that's on their team right now? They could have extended him early. What's his name? Reeves. Look at all these guys that left the team. They could extend those guys
leaving
early.
The team. He's put the ball's on the Lakers court to extend him, and they can't afford it. But regardless, you look at the situation. What you're telling me right now, it's short-term success. LeBron retires tomorrow. What do the Lakers have? Genuinely speaking, what do the Lakers? The dominance of LA is dying. The Lakers.
You see, that's the thing. That's the thing, though.
They're not dominating LA. If I want a good basketball experience,
you're misunderstanding the Lakers' position. Wait, hold on.
Bro, you're selling nostalgia.
No, they're not selling that. They're selling to make money. The Lakers are in the Jeannie Buss. See, sometimes you could be an owner and you're not in a good position. Mark Cuban is slowly unveiling what's behind being an owner in today's NBA when you don't have $1 billion business outside the NBA. He said, "Hey, I'm a billionaire, but I'm like a middle class billionaire." Like he's like, to own an NBA team, you got to have this major real estate portfolio today.
Mark understood that. I have someone to market. Luka is someone to market. I could feed off of him for 15 years.
Yeah, but Jeannie Buss was not. Think about it. She took over. They're striking out on free agents. They paid Kobe. Nobody really wanted to come and play with an old Kobe. And then at the same time, the brother is suing them. There's friction, inside what direction to go. She
forced him out of the league.
Yeah,
she forced him out of the team and out of.
Look at the Phil Jackson situation. That
Phil Jackson situation was ugly. A lot of these situations were ugly. I agree with you on that.
Yeah, but think about. But hold on. But you're thinking about the Lakers are trying to put together. She's in survival mode. She's putting LeBron rescued them. He came in for free. This is a bankruptcy.
You're selling out assets. And you're trying to milk out the best asset you have, which happens to be LeBron.
To me, the whole time, I think probably from after the first 3 years of her taking over after the father died, I think they began to position the team for at some point to sell. I think it started from a long time. LeBron helped them even position it even better. They hooked them up. They made the money out of the Bronny James shit, and they're making money, but they still owe, because now it's super expensive to actually maintain a good team. That's why they cashed out. It's not ironic they got Luka, and all of a sudden Luka's eligible to get paid, and they're out. They're out because now it's like they because remember the Russell Westbrook situation. Jeannie Buss admitted, hey, I took out $8 million out of my own situation, which we don't know what it is. It could have been a loan against her net worth, alone against her shares of the Lakers.
Her
We don't know what it is.
Personal equities, we don't know what it is.
Yeah, we don't know what it is.
But what I'm saying,
but the money struggles were always there. They were always there.
But okay, I agree, right? But right now, I saw recently Rob Pelinka looks to pivot himself into 2026. So he's looking at it 2026, 27 free agency. He's looking at it. He's looking at it at a point of view as, yo, once this new ownership kicks in, we're gonna compete. But what I'm thinking right now, it's what incentive, if you're the Lakers, what incentive does Luka have to stay with the Lakers? Because look at the Mavs. The Mavs had his guys. Dirk Nowitzki was a guy he played with for a season, and he built a genuine relationship with. Mark Cuban, the moment he got drafted, said, "Hey, Luka, this is your team. I'm your fucking guy. I'm gonna be the Diddy to your Biggie. I'm gonna be your.
I got your answer.
That's his guy.
The incentive.
Who does Luka have? Who does Luka have where he could be like, yo,
he has nothing.
This player makes me want to stay.
He has nothing. But you know what's gonna be the incentive? The incentive is that they're gonna get rid of LeBron. We're gonna watch for the first time ever them ship him away.
But it has to be this offseason.
The way LeBron signed his extension, I think they can trade him next year. I don't think in the offseason. I think in the start of January.
Okay, so mid-season trade, but still, like, if you're Luka, right? You look at the West and they're standing. The new kids on the block is here. That Cooper Flag kid's on a good team. The Mavericks are a good team right now. He's coming in. He's looking good. He's looking fresh. The man who kicked you out said,
to be honest with you, the Lakers have, ever since Jeanie Buss took over, the Lakers don't have a proof of concept of going out and getting people and forming a good team. Their only
success story is 2019, 2020.
No, but that success story came from LeBron trying to brand build, leaving Cleveland, choosing them. I don't think they went out and got him. LeBron James is the kind of player, he chooses you.
Well, you still have to build a team around him.
He's almost like a supermodel. LeBron is like a supermodel chick. Supermodel chick don't, like, guys are not really like hollering at her like crazy. She's really choosing. The girls like that get to choose who they want to be with. She chooses you. Yeah. You don't really choose her.
He chose Rondo. He chose to keep Kuzma. He chose Rondo. He chose Dwight Howard.
But he chose the Lakers, most importantly.
A lot of these personalities come with it. It's like, oh, I get a chance to play with LeBron. Anthony Davis said, yo, I get a chance. I want to compete. I want to be a second option. What's better than LeBron? I get that. But what I'm saying right now, if you're Luka, you're looking at it as, yo, I don't have loyalty to this organization. I had loyalty to Dallas. I was raised there. It became my second home. I had people in the front office and ownership I trust. If I'm Luka right now, I have nobody that I can trust within that front office to make competent decisions. As I'm watching my peers and younger kids pass me up, Dallas is a team emerging, right? I think we can both agree. Dallas is a team right now. They look attractive, man. You look at Dallas, the moves they made. You extend Kyrie Irving. Why? Because him and Nico Harrison had that relations. You bring in Klay Thompson returning. Derek was at Gafford extended. You bring in D'Angelo Russell for the guard position on a minimum. They made moves where it's like, yo, that Cooper Flag kid could be if he pans out to be a generational star, playoff. Anthony Edwards running it back with those guys. They're gonna fill in a couple holes as a regular season, as the offseason progresses. Back. Victor Wembanyama healthy. Couple of new toys coming in. Playoff ready. Oklahoma's running it back with the same roster. Most likely finals bond. Who the hell knows with the NBA right now? Denver, they're coming in with new toys. Houston Rockets got Kevin Durant. So my thing is, bro, you're looking at the landscape of the West. The Memphis Grizzlies, they made a pivot. They could possibly be players. Where is the breathing ground for the Lakers? They seem like all men out hustle for the supremacy of the West. As the West, they're buyers. The Lakers don't even seem like, let alone, they don't look like buyers nor sellers. They look like guys that are just there. They're just there. They're letting everyone pass them up.
But you know what? You know it's also weird? I think Luka has to become a free agent because he'll be eligible for more money. If he signs an extension, he'll take a shorter. He's not signing an extension. Yeah, he's not. It's almost a $70 million difference. It's a $60 million difference. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's a lot of pressure because, bro, right now, during this time, you're seeing front offices feel pressure. Trae Young isn't the level of Jason Tatum and Shea, or even Brunson, those level guys. He's able to put pressure on the front office to be like, yo, I don't want to be a play-in team anymore. The Indiana Pacers showed the NBA world that you could be a 4th, 5th seed and still be able to prevail to the NBA Finals. He's put pressure on his organization to be like, yo, bring me some dogs. They brought in Porzingis. They brought in Nickeil Alexander-Walker. They brought in a couple of guys. They look like good. You know, if those caliber of players cannot pull the B-tier Trae Youngs, then Luka should have that caliber of pull to be like, yo, I want to compete. Tell me this, the Lakers, the front free agency started, centers are in high demand. I mean, centers are in high demand, but low supply. You strike out on every center?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even look like they even tried.
No, hell no.
But, you know, I can't fault them on that because it's like, who's really gonna, once again, who's gonna pay? I mean, they only got, what, $5 million more until they hit the luxury tax?
Yeah, so, and dude, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like, a lot of people, I feel like they haven't watched DeAndre Ayton play basketball in 5 years. There's a reason he got bought out.
You know what it is? But see, again, when you're desperate,
like, is the name DeAndre? Yeah, but I think it's more to do with his name attraction, bro. I'm gonna be honest. That DeAndre name was once attractive, especially after 2021. Lakers fans haven't watched him since he looked like Shaq in that series against the Lakers.
Well, you know what? At the end of the day, man, this is what happened when LeBron stays too long. This is how sometimes you could still be good to play, but you got to know when to bow out, man.
Well, I think what it is, and I think what it is I want to talk about this later, right? Is GMs overstaying their welcome. Rob Pelinka has overstayed his welcome. LeBron has overstayed his welcome.
Rob Pelinka about to get fired, bro. As soon as that new ownership take over,
I'm gonna be honest. That Luka shit saved him and got him an extension, but he should be fired. He's been incompetent for the past few years. I just watched Alex Caruso win the championship. Come on.
A lot of these Luka guys shit saved them, man. I don't know, man. That Luka trade is kind of, you know what it is?
It's suspect.
It's suspect, but it makes sense at the same time because, again, the new CBA is not about Luka's new contract. It's about putting the proper players around Luka, like Kyrie was due for an extension. And, you know, all that money adds up. You know, Dallas is not getting Laker money as far as local TV deal. They lost that money. So I'm pretty sure when Cuban sold the team, some of that debt was on that books for not getting that money. Yeah. They probably planned on getting that money, and that money got cut off.
Well, that's why they got new toys. That Cooper Flag's going to get them a deal.
Yeah, so Dallas was probably scared about paying that tax, which would have been over $80 million. So now it's on the Lakers tab. If the Lakers give them the extension, it's going to be on them.
One of the most embarrassing things that came out of this whole shit is the Dorian Finney-Smith story that just came out. They allegedly told teams that his leg is fucked up. They try to lie on the guy, bro. Pelinka was secretly telling other teams that Dorian Finney-Smith's ankle is cooked. And that is most likely the reason why Dorian Finney-Smith decided to leave the Lakers.
That's interesting. That's the second time this offseason we've heard a team lie on a player. Kevin Durant said the Suns lied on him.
This is by Anthony Irwin.
Yeah, the Suns told the Minnesota Timberwolves KD was interested in being there. And that was not true.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So it seems like front offices are lying to cut a better deal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them, man. It's harder today. It costs a lot of money. It's harder.
But I don't. Man, Dorian Finney-Smith, I'm not gonna lie. That Houston Rockets deal was so affordable. You couldn't pay him that. You had to try to lowball him that much.
But again, like I said before, the Lakers is just it's a house of sticks, man. It's a beautiful logo. But when you get inside Staples Center or whatever, when you get to LA, you realize that's all it is. It's just a logo.
And we were talking about familiarity. That would have been a perfect player to keep around Luka. I said when we were talking about Luka and the incentives to stay, Dorian Finney-Smith probably would have paid off as an incentive to stay. Like incentive to Luka. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Someone Luka genuinely loves to play with. And now I don't know, man. The Lakers, they just seem kind of stuck. They're just an ugly organization, man. I'm gonna be honest. I think Rob should get fired.
Nah, the
I don't
Lakers are
think
gonna be fine. They're gonna be fine because now they have a new ownership with deep pockets. But you know what's interesting?
But can you confidently say Luka stays?
No, that part I don't know. But even if he leaves, even if Luka leaves, right? The Lakers will be fine. The way that owner's running the Dodgers, Lakers are gonna be straight. It might take some time, but they're gonna be fine.
Let's see, man. Let's see, because
but
I'm looking at as of 2025, they're fucked. Now 2030s, we're probably gonna have a whole different conversation. But as of right now, it's not looking good with how the Lakers are structured, how the culture is. It's embarrassing to say the least. But that's kind of my final thoughts on the Lakers in general.
Yeah, I mean, my final thoughts on it. I mean, just I just wanted to add on to this. The amount of teams that have been sold since 2020, since the bubble pandemic year: Lakers, Celtics, Suns, Mavericks,
Bucks,
Hornets, the Jazz, the T-Wolves, and now even the Blazers are up for sale. What's going on? Like, is it time to cash out?
Yeah, I think a lot of these guys are just cashing out and selling to techno and equity owners.
Has the evaluations have peaked, and are they real? Like, the evaluations are inflated.
Bro, I don't think these evaluations are real. The Bucks and the Celtics sold off peak of their evaluation after they won the championship.
Exactly, and the Lakers, in a way, they sold at peak too because they landed Luka and instantly put it for sale.
Yeah.
This is interesting.
Yeah. We're looking at a new time of NBA ownerships in general. But
no, but again, like Mark Cuban said, he's like, hey, you got to be a certain billionaire to own an NBA team today.
Yeah.
He said that you have to be a certain kind of billionaire, and you can't be you got to have cash, man. You can't be completely asset rich.
No, you can't. You have to have cash on hand and willing to take in these big risks. I think the Phoenix Suns shown that with the new owners. Steve Ballmer has shown that since 2014. You're seeing that as time progresses and how much basketball is changing.
But me personally, I believe the prices are real, what the team sold for, but the inflation to get to those price points, that's fake. Like like that part is fake, where it says like the team is gonna generate a certain amount of money. Most of these teams, even the expensive teams, the way they're set up to be successful, in order to win, you have to get into the luxury tax. And yeah, I think a successful NBA season, I've heard the Lakers made $80 million just making the first round of the playoffs for a whole year. I mean, you look at the luxury tax bill, it's over like 110, 120. It could dip all the way up to 150. So it's like, what? Like a lot of these teams are taking losses, man. I'm just wondering, are these teams now?
That's why Dallas cut off the possibility of giving Luka the supermax.
True, but I'm wondering if these teams now are just basically write-offs for billionaires or entities that have other things in their portfolio other than these teams.
It's for sure a write-off. These teams, they don't want to make. Dude, these are country club brags owning a basketball team. They don't want to make it a full-time job.
No, but that's the thing. It used to be that, right? It used to be the country club thing to do because these teams were only a couple millions of dollars. We've always heard owners had other things to do. But nowadays, these owners seem way more attached. Some of these evaluations are very high for this to just be some side piece.
You remember the famous quote by Suge Knight? If you don't want execs dancing in your videos, doing ad libs, come to death row.
Mm-hmm.
We're at that point now where owners want to be personnels.
But are these individual owners or are these owners that have access to entities? Because that's what it looks like.
They're technocrats, so they have access to entities.
Because we're seeing the T-Wolves, even A-Rod and Mark Lowry,
the Walmart guy.
Yeah, they got backing, but they didn't fully get the team. They have backing from another entity to come up with
Yeah,
the
of
money.
course.
Same thing for the Celtics. That guy
I don't
that
think
bought the Celtics.
Matt Lore, I don't think he's like he just made money off of Walmart, so I don't think he's
Yeah, these guys are
that
not cash rich.
he's not crazy cash
yeah,
rich. You know what I mean?
yeah, to throw down that
Yeah.
type of money. And same thing for the Lakers and the Celtics. The people who bought these teams, the Lakers guy, he has the money, but the Celtics
But
guy,
even the Dodgers is an equity team.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, they do have backing. Both of them do.
Magic and those guys are a part. Magic's a part of the equity team.
Yeah, but they have backers way bigger than that. I'm talking like institutional money.
Well, yeah, of course, I agree.
Yeah, same thing with the
A lot of them are gonna
Celtics.
have backers. I think I don't know much about Fertitta and how the Rockets are ran, but he's the face of it, and I assume he has backers too.
Yeah, he probably does, but at least we know his other business. You know what I mean?
He's a real estate giant in Houston, bro.
Yeah, see, but at least we know that. Like, that's the other part.
Yeah.
But you see, look at the owners like Jeannie Buss, where the Lakers was his only thing. And then now, even the Celtics, it's like, okay, now people are coming in with real estate portfolios, buying these teams. It's a strange thing because I'm thinking we're seeing Desmond Bain get traded. We're seeing other players, teams that were competing for a championship, kind of get rid of guys. This is gonna get more savage.
Well, even Jokic, I recently saw like the GM, he said straight up like we're gonna offer Jokic an extension, but it depends on if he's willing to accept. I'm like, damn, bro, you're gonna say that about the best player in the world, the guy who deserves a statue in front of the stadium? That's what you're gonna say about him?
But you know what's funny? Man, I wish these NBA teams release how much money they make a year, because I'm telling you, some of these, a lot of these teams that are winning, like the Denver Nuggets, their luxury tax bill is going to be higher than how much money they actually make in profit.
Well, that's why they're shedding off a lot of that salary. That's why we saw the Michael Jr. trade just happen.
Mm-hmm. Man, I never forget when I heard the Detroit Pistons lost $50 million in a year, and that was the Pistons.
Well,
I can imagine some of these big market, franchises like the Celtics,
New York,
and Lakers,
LA, Brooklyn,
expensive real estate, expensive rent, cost of doing business, high taxes. How much money
just
these
imagine,
guys really
bro, look
even
at
making?
Madison Square Garden. I mean, just look at Madison. That fucking real estate is probably crazy.